Imagine for a moment that your body has an internal clock, one that starts ticking the moment you're born and doesn't stop until your final day. Most of us accept this as the natural order of things. We age, we slow down, and eventually, we wear out. But what if I told you that the speed at which that clock ticks isn't set in stone? What if the key to slowing it down isn't locked away in some expensive, futuristic lab, but is actually hidden in plain sight, woven into the fabric of your daily routine? For decades, we've been told that aging is inevitable, that wrinkles, aches, and a decline in energy are just the price of admission for getting older. But a rapidly growing body of research from top scientists around the world is now suggesting something radically different. They're finding that our biological age, the true age of our cells, can be significantly different from our chronological age, the number of candles on your birthday cake. And the difference between the two might just come down to the simple, seemingly insignificant choices you make every single day. We're not talking about miracles or magic pills, but about the hidden mechanisms inside your body that you have the power to control. So, if you've ever wondered why some people seem to glide through their 50s and 60s with the energy of someone decades younger, while others feel worn out long before their time, stick around. Because today, we're pulling back the curtain on the science of cellular aging and revealing the surprising daily habits that scientists believe can actually slow down your internal clock. To understand how we can slow down aging, we first have to understand what aging actually looks like at the microscopic level. Inside almost every one of your cells, there's a nucleus, and inside that nucleus is your DNA, the blueprint for everything your body does. But at the very ends of your chromosomes, those structures that hold your DNA, are tiny little caps called telomeres. You can think of them like the plastic tips at the ends of your shoelaces. Their job is to protect your genetic data, to keep your chromosomes from fraying and sticking to each other. Every single time one of your cells divides, and your body is doing this constantly to replace old or damaged cells, those telomeres get a little bit shorter. When they become too short, the cell can no longer divide. It becomes what scientists call a senescent cell, or more commonly, a zombie cell. It doesn't die, but it doesn't work properly either. It just hangs around, inflaming the surrounding healthy cells and contributing to the aging process. So, in a very real sense, the length of your telomeres is a powerful marker of your biological age. Longer telomeres are associated with longevity and better health, while shorter telomeres are linked to a whole host of age-related diseases. And this is where it gets exciting. The groundbreaking research that won the Nobel Prize in 2009 revealed that we are not just passive victims of this process. We have an enzyme in our bodies called telomerase, and its job is to actually rebuild and lengthen those telomeres. The question science has been racing to answer is simple but profound. How do we naturally activate this enzyme? How do we tell our bodies to protect our cellular shoelaces? One of the most powerful answers, and it might surprise you, has nothing to do with a fancy supplement or a grueling workout routine. It's about how you handle the stress of your daily life. Now, we all know stress is bad for us, but most people think of it as just a feeling, something that makes us irritable or anxious. But inside your body, chronic stress triggers a cascade of hormonal events, primarily the release of cortisol, that has a direct and measurable impact on your telomeres. Studies have shown that women with the highest levels of perceived stress have telomeres that are, on average, a decade shorter than those who report feeling the least stressed. Think about that. The worry you carry around, the constant low-level anxiety about work, finances, or relationships, isn't just in your head. It is literally etching itself into your biology, speeding up the aging process. But the research also points to a powerful antidote, and it's not about eliminating stress completely, because that's impossible. It's about changing your response to it. The same studies found that individuals who viewed stressful events as a challenge rather than a threat, or those who had strong social connections they could lean on, did not show the same dramatic telomere shortening. Their resilience, their ability to manage their stress response, was protecting them at a cellular level. This isn't about positive thinking fluff. This is hard biology. It suggests that practices that help regulate your nervous system, whether it's meditation, deep breathing, a walk in nature, or just a heartfelt conversation with a friend, could be some of the most potent anti-aging interventions available to you. Now, let's move from the mind to the body and talk about something we all do but rarely think about in terms of aging: movement. When we hear about exercise and longevity, we usually think about heart health or weight management, which are both crucial. But the conversation at the cellular level is far more fascinating. It's not just about building muscle or burning calories. It's about sending vital signals to every cell in your body. When you move, especially when you engage in high-intensity interval training or strength training, you create a temporary state of stress in your muscle cells. This sounds bad, but it's actually a good thing. This stress signals to your body that it needs to adapt, to get stronger, to build more mitochondria, which are the tiny power plants inside your cells. And here's the key connection. This process also boosts the production of telomerase. You're literally telling your cells, we need to be more robust, we need to protect our blueprint. The result is that people who engage in regular physical activity, particularly a mix of endurance and resistance training, have been shown to have significantly longer telomeres than their sedentary counterparts. One study even suggested that consistent exercisers had a biological age advantage of nearly 9 years compared to those who didn't move. It's not about running marathons, though. The sweet spot seems to be consistent, moderate to vigorous activity that challenges your body just enough to trigger those adaptive, rejuvenating responses. It's the conversation between your muscles and your genes that's key.